beer supply. And this is a local beer. And let's head out into the meeting room now. So we got 32 people watching so far. Cool. If you have any questions, feel free to post them and we'll try to answer. Alright, so I showed everybody our beer fridge now. And here's Martin and Quentin, who are joining in for the review. And this is one of our regular gameplay reviews. So we're not going to show too much, but we'll let you guys just have a little peek into our process. And maybe Martin, you can talk a little bit about what we're going to look at.
We are looking at chapter 6, where Kian is back in Mercuria doing his rebel thing. And the last couple of weeks, Quentin and I have been working on different chapters, and usually we have a review at the end of the week.
Or sometimes even in the middle of the week.
Even in the middle of the week. So we just go through and see if what we've done sort of plays out well, if it works, if it's fun, if it's on track of what we want to do.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing today?
We're not going to spoil too much. Kian is rebelling hard, somebody's saying. Yeah, he's rebelling hard. That's somebody has also commented on the lack of furniture here. What do you have to say about that? In general,
come on.
Look, IKEA.
Beautiful stuff, man. This is Scandinavian design.
I can say that I assembled this table.
You did?
I did. So what did you guys do?
I watched over the process.
Assigned
roles.
Dog had his chair.
I remember you doing some screwing.
Some screwing.
Yes, I remember that.
You're live now, Quentin.
We have it on video.
You're getting a lot of hearts. Like Quentin is just getting a shit ton of hearts. Oh, they stopped now.
Oh.
We got 42 people watching. So
you want me to fire it up? Or?
Let's fire it up, and I'll. Yeah, you can. But you don't want to play, do you?
I don't want to play.
No, so maybe you want to run the camera apart a little bit.
Disclaimer: this is very much work in progress.
Now you're just seeing yourself.
Is this me?
You have to have the screen
towards you. Work in progress, both graphics-wise and gameplay-wise. So, yeah.
And if you guys have any questions, just throw them out. You'll see the questions pop up on the side there.
Okay.
So I guess we'll just lower and hide the camera when there's stuff that we shouldn't be showing to people.
Am I supposed to hold the camera this way? Wouldn't it be better to sort of have the this way?
You can, but then people have to turn turn their cameras.
Okay, fine.
You can do it. I'm usually against filming that way, but you know it's the Periscope thing. You do portraits so that people can watch it on the bus.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, like Martin said, this is a review where we look at really rough in-progress gameplay.
They're asking about the beers.
Oh, they're really good, they're local.
Yes. Local brew.
Local brew. It's a light pilsner from a neighborhood in Oslo called Sagene. And it's our preferred beer. It's sponsored. This is actually, we get paid for this, to drink this.
Smile, take a sip. Oh, it's starting.
Oh, yeah. Don't show too much of it, just try to be a little bit subtle with your filming. Because they're recording this, they're actually filming it from the screen.
They can't see the text, it's all placeholder text.
But we're joining right in the middle of a mission, so we're just jumping right into the action. And in this chapter, we're actually going to learn a lot about what the Azadi are up to in Mercuria. If anybody felt the first 2 episodes were slow in parts, we don't necessarily agree, but they're going to feel very different about this book. It's things really happen really quickly here. But I've actually never played this part before, so this will be interesting. What the hell is wrong with Kian's head? Oh, it's just looking in a weird direction. Alright. This is not the new Kian, but we actually have a new look for Kian as well for this episode. But he doesn't appear to be in
That's actually my fault. I forgot to put it in.
But it's good because we'll save that reveal, and we're sure it's going to cause as much controversy as yesterday's Zoe reveal, and which we love, by the way. It's great to see opinions, even when we disagree with them. It's not great to see bigotry, but we know how to deal with that as well. But thanks for everybody who commented on it. It's great to be able to have a discussion about what the characters look like.
In this app, what's the difference between a red heart and a green heart?
I think you can. I think color is assigned automatically, or you can choose to send. I don't know. Do I get a lot of green hearts or red hearts or no hearts at all?
Now it's a lot of green, some pink, some yellow, orangey. I have no idea.
See what Quentin gets. If you point at Quentin and let him talk a little bit, see if that increases.
Hey Quentin, so what's
green hearts for boys?
What's your story? How the hell did you end up here with us?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you mean out of Africa?
Yeah.
That's a long story. I think that will take up most of the review.
It's like a steady heart stream now.
Yeah.
What's the color then?
Well, this is our Out of Africa. That's a movie, isn't it? That was a pun, a joke. He's out of Africa. He's from Africa.
Yeah?
Yeah. People probably think I'm joking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now people didn't get that. Nobody ever believes me when I say I'm from Africa.
You're like, you're Australian, right? You sound Australian. Alright. Cool. So is this with the proper dialogue now?
Yes.
Cool. It's awesome dialogue. Good work, Martin. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, you're getting
Minus hearts?
negative hearts now.
I'm getting negative.
They're saying you're being too smug. And you should give more credits to your designers.
Really? People saying that?
Yeah.
Huh? We get all the credit all the time.
They didn't really say that.
No. You're just being a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Does anybody have any questions for us? We're not going to show the whole review, so you know, if there's user engagement, we'll keep going. But if there's nothing, then we'll just
Engage us, users.
engage with us. Right. Let's see what our goals are. So this is the whole drug gameplay. There's a lot of drug gameplay in this chapter, isn't there, Martin?
It is. That was the direction, to put as much drug focus as possible. And that's what we did.
We're not going to save this for posterity, are we? This recording.
No, it's not about drugging or drugs. But there was a question about if it's almost finished.
What should we answer to that? I mean, it's the first time I play this, actually, but it's also, we're very far advanced on book 3.
Yeah, but we played previous iterations of this like months ago. Right?
That's true. Yeah, I mean, actually probably a year ago.
Yeah,
please.
So this has been in the pipe for quite some time.
Yeah.
You know, this is with extra polish now. Now we have this version of Markira with the new lighting, the new pipes and everything. So.
That's true. I mean, we had this before we decided to go into an episodic format again.
Yeah.
But it's been very long since we looked at it and played it, and
Yeah, I mean, we knew what we wanted to do with this chapter, and as Quentin mentioned, we had a version of it over a year ago. I actually had to rip all of it out because it was weird and it just didn't work that well, and we had some new tech but I don't know, we do the development in different stages. We start paper designing, and then we start to try to get a working prototype quite quickly, and that quick prototype is what you're seeing now. Just trying to get the flow going, figuring out what the puzzles are, which characters, what dialogues, and then if that flows well, if that works, then that's what we implement.
And we're actually starting a voice recording for this on Monday. A voice recording happens as late as possible in order to make sure that we don't miss out on anything.
Yeah.
So that'll give you an idea of how far advanced we are. So even if I haven't played this, doesn't mean that it hasn't been played. Martin has been implementing this and playing it for quite a while now. So.
And if people are wondering why it's really bright, it's because the trees are broken. You probably can't see it on the screen, but it's very bright, and they're only made out of planes right now. So that's why that looks weird. There was a question about why we changed the name of the bar.
You mean from
Cock and Puss
to Rooster and Kitten? Well, in Dreamfall it was sort of a silly joke, and it actually is referenced here. People actually talk about the place being renamed. We felt once this place actually got to be a serious meeting place for the characters in the game, we had to be a little bit mature about it, so it changed name to Rooster and Kitten. And it also actually ties into the story here where Ulvik has taken over the place. Ulvik, the ever thirsty, the publican at Rooster and Kitten. So he changed the name because he's a little bit more mature than we are.
So it's been only by a little bit. I mean, it still has the name Kitten in it.
Yeah, it's still,
the apron still works.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their sign is still like a kitten riding on top of a big old rooster. So, yeah, you know, that sounded horrible. I am so sorry. It was a stupid joke, and we like the new name a lot better.
There was a question about what we're looking for in a review like this.
That's a good question. Thank you. We are looking to see if the well, what are we looking for? Like to see if the gameplay works, your design ideas, because this is something that Martin has been working on based on sort of a story outline. But then he's come up with all the gameplay, and then Quentin and I get to see it and to react to it like players. We try not to know too much about it until we play it, so that we can have a reaction that is like the player for the first time.
And even when we've seen it before, like in paper form, very often when you actually play it can play out quite differently. Even if we know exactly what happens, just in terms of the beats of what's going on in the storytelling, you know, when we actually see it in the 3D world, so, okay, it takes this long to run from here to here, and to get that, oh, maybe this little monologue or whatever will work better in a different location. So we shuffle things around, and
it's a lot about pacing as well. Yeah,
it gives us a much better feel of it overall than when it's on paper.
And I don't know how it is for you, Quint, but when I sit down and design, I often think of ideas as I'm designing, and if I think that's a good idea, I will put it in, and then we usually don't tell. Like I haven't told you guys about the changes I've done in this version now, because I want to see you guys play it and see if I need to see your reaction to it basically, and see if that was a good idea or not.
Yeah, and that's really good, because it's if you kind of read too much about it on paper, then you're not reacting to it the way a player would, and you know, if you kind of have the foresight and the knowledge of that already, you want to be able to discover this, as people, as players, yeah.
I mean, it was yesterday we actually played through chapter 7, so this is a little bit of that Quentin implemented, and Martin and I got to see stuff for the first time. And first off, it's just a lot of fun to see things that you have no idea is there, and then you get to have that very honest reaction. And then we had like a section that we felt just was too long and a little bit too complicated, and I'm not sure we would have had that same reaction if we'd known what to do, but sort of getting stuck and not knowing what to do helped us give a better feedback, I think. So we look for that, and we also look for bugs and stuff, but it's mostly about the experience and the pacing and the design, and then for me, I get to see the gameplay, and then I can sort of adjust all the scripts that I've written, because some of the writing happens in parallel, and sometimes it doesn't actually reflect exactly what the gameplay is. So then I can go back and revise the writing, or Martin will do some tweaks to the gameplay. It can happen both ways.
So this is a question for me, I guess. How much do you appreciate me and Quentin's placeholder text?
I have to say that I think Quentin wins there with his vast repository of sometimes slightly inappropriate placeholder text. It's always surprising. Although I do actually enjoy yours as well. It's you guys at least don't make an effort to do anything except amuse me, since you know it's all going to be tossed out anyway. It would be great to actually see you guys trying to do some, not necessarily final writing, but just sort of informing the writing. Because I don't think you even try, Martin. You're just like, I'm going to make people laugh. But it's also there for function.
For people who don't know what we're talking about, when me and Quentin are implementing this, we often figure out that we need a certain dialogue, certain places, and we will write the dialogue and put it into the game. And as we're doing that, we have creative freedom, and we'd like to use that freedom.
Yeah, and I would love to actually at some point, or maybe simply it's very dangerous to release a version with that with that dialogue instead. I'm sure you guys would enjoy it. There are some classic lines, and unfortunately I don't think I've ever borrowed or stolen any of those lines, but I probably should. I have to admit that I'm actually stuck now, because my problem is that I know what the story was, so I'm sort of trying to fit my gameplay experience into the story. But I have no idea what to do. I know I'm supposed to find something for Albek.
I think without spoiling too much, is that you didn't really pay attention when you started this chapter.
I did. So I wrote the dialogue. I wrote the dialogue and just used the dialogue that I wrote, right?
No. I told you I had made a different intro, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, at the very beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't pay attention.
No.
Because the placeholder text is generally where we leave the hints on what to do. Yeah. Kind of supposed to be.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
No.
Because it was just space barring it like a,
No, but it's more like where you started.
Yeah, I remember where I started.
Where did you start?
Up here. Big plants. Shouldn't show too much of this actually.
I guess not.
Baby goats, oh my gosh.
So this is our backyard. This is our local bar. I don't think it's open yet, but we spent a lot of time down here. And as you can see, the weather is quite nice here in Oslo today. We can show this, can we?
This is fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are ghost jokes.
Yes.
I get people who's watching now should be warned that by watching this, there will be spoilers.
There are automatic spoilers, but if you're going into a live broadcast from Red Thread Games, you can't really complain about spoilers. But you know, we've seen the success of all goat-related games, so we've made a huge effort to. But the thing is, we actually had this goat stuff long before like all the recent spate of goat-related gaming.
Go further to your right. Even further, behind that next bush. There. Bam! Sleeping-ish goat.
It seems it's actually moving, so this reads as more sort of a very lethally hurt goat. This is horrible. Right, there are sleeping goats in this game.
So the thing is, like, we make gameplay out of what we have, not try to request too much new stuff when we're just prototyping stuff. So it doesn't cost resources for the rest of the team.
Yeah. All right. I guess we should wrap up so we can focus more on actually testing rather than playing to the camera.
Yeah. Are there any other final questions before we leave?
Leaves. No.
Was the interlude at the end of book 2 going to be patched in soon?
No comment.
No comment.
No comment.
Lame.
Alright, that's it. Alright, thanks to Martin for doing camera duties and to Quentin for sitting there. And that's it. We'll try to do this again sometime soon. Probably not the next review though, because it got us totally distracted. 50 people watching. Cool. Guess we can't complain about that.
It's great that